Hi YouTube, it's Friday. It's later than I wanted it to be. This is the Moa after the damage. We still have some tape to peel and some red paint to touch up. This is gonna stay white, but I'll probably have to paint that white as well because I actually like the way that looks better. And now we have better adhesion on the tape, which helps us to get the canopy off. Of course, it'll have to get folded up a little bit still yet. Strength of the wing seems strong. One thing I did after the videos for the repairs is that I took and taped I put a piece of paper here to protect the finish, and I taped packing tape here and pulled the wings tight so it closed this joint tightly as it was curing. Everything else you guys saw. So anyway, without further ado, stabilization's on, it's tested. Obviously the motor's in good shape, timer's good. Feels like there's just a little bit more play on the wing. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a problem or if it's just a nuance, so, or maybe I just didn't notice it before. So far, so good. Upside down. Ooh, those wings bent. Did you see the wings bend when I did that?
No, I was watching on my phone.
Okay. You saw them bend?
No, it's too small.
Oh, it's flying pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I'm out of the power, by the way, guys, if you can't tell. So far, so good. If the wings aren't quite as secure, then I'll come up with a remedial action, like maybe I'll glue them in place or something. We'll do some more upside down, just to show you it can be done. Look how solid it is, guys. We've got good wind conditions tonight, just very light breeze.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's flying, I would argue, better actually than it flew the other night. We're doing 1000 milliamp 2S 25 through 50C nanotech with an XT60 on there. Not that it matters what end we have on it. I still think that this plane, even though it doesn't need them, could really use some flaps for slow flight performance. And yes, I do have flaperons mixed in. And so we could do crow for getting the thing down to the ground, since I don't want to put flaps and spoilers like a real one would have. Anemic roll rate though, guys. I'm not crazy about that. It's flying really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks beautiful still. Definitely passed the 5-foot test. It's
Yeah.
Really close.
It was a little close.
It looks like it's reaching out to give you a high five when you go by with it though. I do feel like the rudder is a little bit anemic. Well, it's feeling so much better today. And I did have some feedback from a couple of the viewers that were saying how this plane is not the most forgiving plane as it pertains to slow flight performance, and I can totally see how that would happen. But guys, I'm telling you, put a smaller pack in there. Even that extra 30 or 40% of weight makes a huge difference, guys. I'm a little nervous that the overall strength of the wings is weakened a lot compared to what it was. You got to remember, it did break at the wing root pretty good. And that's not to say that I couldn't buy a new wing. Motor sounds decent. I feel like it's got an equivalent amount of power. And incidentally, I didn't feel like there was any real damage to the battery. The motor, other than the fact that the motor mount was peeled out. But obviously, it's looking really good. Little rudder slide there. See the rudder kicked? Trying to keep it pointed in the wind, into the power. What a beautiful night, guys. You want to shoot from the other angle so we can get some sun backdrop?
Sure.
You'll notice, guys, I'm doing a little bit of upside down flight, but you'll notice I'm not quite, pulling up and crashing into hills. Just because I'm not into that sort of stuff tonight. I'm done with it. Guys, it's a pretty darn good flying plane. I want to fly under those trees so bad, but I'm not going to do it.
Under the trees?
Under the trees. Around and under the trees.
Maybe
Okay,
next
we're going to
week.
try a fast roll. See, the only problem with this now, and guys, I know it's a glider. I'm sorry. I'm going to get out of the power again. The only thing that really concerns me about this plane right at this exact juncture is just the simple fact that when I pull up hard, the wings are deflecting more up part of the reason I think that may be happening is because I crashed it into the ground at full speed yesterday. That was part of it. But the other part is, no joke aside, is for real. What happened is I actually didn't have the wings. The goal was not as extreme. The dihedral in the first inboard portion of the wing was not all the way set. Oh, beautiful, guys. And yes, I am having to do some up elevator to complete those barrel rolls. Or aileron turn, whichever you prefer. There was somebody the other day who was trying to explain the difference, and when he described the difference, it sounded like he was describing the exact same thing. So if anybody knows the difference between a barrel roll and an aileron roll, please explain it. I'm not trying to be argumentative. I just don't honestly understand if there is a difference or if it's just somebody being wrong on YouTube, because that's happened a couple of times. Ooh, you guys hear it? She's a beeping. Now, one real quick detail for you all. We're at 5 minutes. And ironically enough, oh yeah, she's beeping already again. 1,000 milliamp battery, not very big. Okay, I'm gonna land it on a glide. I'm gonna land it right, hopefully right in front of us, hon.
Okay.
Okay, spoiler-ons. Oh, flap-ons. Woo! Flaps, spoilers. Shoot, I forgot the spoilers. Flaps, spoilers. Ooh, get down! I saw those rocks coming. See, I've got my spoilers and flaps on the same switch, but I always forget which position it is. I think I'm gonna switch that. Eventually I'll do spoilers or flaps, depending on which direction this is, and then just like take off and landing deployment. So, possible we'll do a follow-up.
Yep.
All right, guys, in closing, the landings are a lot better if they're like, instead of this at full speed, they're flat, like so that the wheel touches first and you just glide it in. Instead of, I mean, full speed in the ground, it's not the way to do it. I would recommend highly going flat. Everything's holding up decent. I'm just nervous about the deflection in the wings. It's probably honestly not a huge issue, but the other thing I could do potentially is just pull this off and just get a little bit of glue in here. The problem is then you castrate your ability to get in there later. So the other thing I might think about doing, which is and again not a great idea, is to put a large piece of tape here, and the tape could be sliced just like a UMX plane. That would help to resist some of this opening up here. So either way, guys, you're not going to know it crashed except for the fact that I did an hour and a half worth of video reviewing the repairs. Thanks for watching.